He had empty pockets. No money. No support. No shortcuts. But inside his heart, there was one dangerous thing, a big dream. Stay with this story till the end, because this poor village boy might change the way you see your own life. In a small, quiet village, far away from the noise of the city, lived a boy named Ion. The village had narrow mud roads, small clay houses with broken roofs, no street lights, no big shops, only silence and struggle. Ion's house was the smallest of them all. Inside that house lived his family. His father, an old man with a long white beard, weak hands, and tired eyes. His uncle, even older, with shaking legs and a beard so white it showed how many winters he had seen. And his mother, silent, patient, and always worried. They were very poor. So poor that some nights dinner was just dry bread and water. So poor that new clothes came only once in many years. So poor that dreams were considered a luxury. Every morning, Ion woke up before sunrise. Not to study. Not to play. But to work. He carried water from the well. He helped his father walk to the fields. He worked as a helper for farmers, lifting heavy loads for a few coins. His father often said, in a tired voice, "Son, life is hard. Accept it." His uncle would sit outside the house, rubbing his knees, saying, "We were born poor, and we will die poor." Those words were not cruel. They were spoken from pain and years of defeat. But Ion listened quietly. Inside him, something felt different. At night, when everyone slept, Ion would sit under the open sky. He looked at the stars. And he asked himself a simple question. Is this all my life will be? Empty pockets. Hard work. No future. His pockets were empty. But his mind was not. He imagined a different life. A life where his father rested without worry. Where his uncle did not fear medical bills. Where his mother smiled without stress. But dreams don't come free. Reality hit him every morning. One day, while working in the fields, Ion saw a man from the city. Clean clothes. Confident walk. Strong voice. The villagers surrounded him with respect. Someone said, "He studied hard, now he helps villages." That night, Ion could not sleep. One sentence kept repeating in his head. He studied hard. The next morning, Ion made a decision. A dangerous decision. He decided to think big. When he told his family he wanted to study seriously, silence filled the room. His father sighed deeply. "Son, we don't have money." His uncle shook his head. "Dreams don't fill empty stomachs." Those words hurt. But Ion replied softly, "I know we are poor. But we are already suffering. Let me suffer for something better." No one argued. Not because they agreed, but because they had no hope left to offer. Ion started studying using old books. Borrowed books. Torn pages. He studied under a dim oil lamp. Sometimes under moonlight. During the day, he worked. At night, he studied. His hands were tired. His eyes burned. Many times, he felt like giving up. When hunger distracted him. When villagers laughed at him. When relatives said, "Education is not for people like us." But every time he felt weak, he looked at his father's bent back. And he continued. One night, his father fell sick. Very sick. There was no money for treatment. Ion stood outside the house, holding his books. He cried. He thought, what is the use of dreams, when reality is this cruel? For the first time, he almost quit. But then his father called him closer. With weak hands, he touched Ion's head and said, "Son, don't become like me." Those words hit harder than hunger. That night, Ion made a promise. No matter what, I will not stop. Years passed. Slowly, things changed. Ion passed exams. Got small scholarships. Moved step by step. No miracles. Only patience. One day, a letter came. A job offer. A real job. Ion held the paper with shaking hands. His empty pockets were not empty anymore. He returned to the village. This time, not as a poor boy, but as a man with confidence. His father's eyes filled with tears. His uncle smiled for the first time in years. The same villagers who once laughed now respected him. But Ion never forgot one thing. He said, "I was not born rich. I was born poor. But I chose to think big." If you have empty pockets today, that does not mean you have a small future. Money can be missing. Support can be missing. Opportunities can be missing. But if your thinking is big, your life can become big too. So ask yourself today, are your pockets empty? Or is your thinking empty? Because that choice is yours. If this story touched your heart, like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more powerful stories. Your story might be next. Seedling.